everybody. Welcome to Mentoring with Sally. I was just jamming on and I just realized, hey, I'm live. I was enjoying the song. How are you all? Welcome to Mentoring with Sally. This happens most Tuesdays in Australia, Mondays in America, Canada, literally the other side of the world. At this time. So check your calendar right now. If you're watching us live, this is the time we go live. I know that the US have just fallen back, so it's a little earlier. Yay! That means I get more hours with you in the day. Today we're going to be talking about not leaving holes in your funnel and about the customer's life cycle. Now, did you know that there are 7 stages of the customer's life cycle? And when you know what they are, you are going to be able to avoid leaving holes in your funnels. And also it helps with your filing. It helps with the way you put your content together, because every time you put a piece of content together, you think, which stage of the customer's lifestyle does this live in? So for those who are part of the Freedom Funnel Academy inside of the Sparkle world, you will notice that as we are giving you your automation, it is labeled with a stage number, and this is going to help you understand, again, if you haven't been through yet and watched the 7 stages of the customer's life cycle, what the actual stages mean in your automation. We even use these stages not just only for your automation, but even for filing, when we're filing all of our images, photos, stuff for Facebook ads, and all of the things. So we've got a few of the VIPs. You might have heard a ding dong in the background. I forgot to turn my ding dongs off. Hello, VIPs who are starting to jump on in. Hey, lovely to see you all here. And I know a few of you prefer to come in later, but if you're out on the live stream, the VOZ is open and we're open all week. Just kicking off in week number 1. For those of you who don't yet know me, I'm Sally Sparks Cousins. I'm the founder of the Sparkle Class Academy, the creator of the Freedom Funnel Formula, and I am your in-house automation nerd and lover of sexy numbers. And I love to make systems and processes simple so that you can spend more of your time doing what it is that you do best, which is helping people with your inner sparkle. So today we're going to be speaking about the 7 stages of the customer's life cycle so that you don't leave any holes in your funnel. So let's head on over to my whiteboard and let's talk about stage number 1. So stage 1 here, 1 is lead generation. So lead gen. Now, with lead generation, this stage is for you to think about how are you getting people to you? How are you collecting those beautiful emails? So lots of people use lots of things to generate leads. You don't want to be just going for Facebook likes and Instagram follows, because you're literally building your business on other people's land. But if you're generating leads, aka getting email addresses, those beautiful email addresses are humans, yes, who have said, I like that thing that you're offering, and they give you their email address. So in stage number 1, it's lead generation. So it could be ebooks, downloadables, white papers. We like to use live events as our lead generation tool. And that's what we teach here inside of the Sparkle world, is how to go live and be able to grow your email list through using live events, sharing your inner sparkle with the world. And those that are ready and need your help will raise their hand. Now, once somebody gives you their email address, a huge thing I see all the time is, that's great. We send them a few emails after they've given you their email address, but then nothing, right? We don't continue to do anything. So what we do is we then move into stage 2. So stage 2 connects here, and this is what we call orientation, or my spelling's really bad, indoctrination. So with this stage, now we don't build this straight away with our clients. It's something we usually do a little bit later on. They need to have their follow-up systems all set up. However, stage 2 with orientation, we want you to send them a series of emails for somebody who has not yet been on your list and educate them about you. Now, we send a series of 5 emails usually, and we're just introducing them to the Sparkle world because they may have just fallen across some kind of marketing lead generation thing out there. And we want to see how close are they to maybe purchasing. Is that thing that they gave us their email address for a thing that they are feeling a lot of pain and potentially willing to pay for? Now, how do we track that? Well, it's the way in which they interact with our emails when we send them. So if they only open one email, we call them 20% orientated or indoctrinated. If they open all 5 and click, then that's 100%. Now, if they've opened all 5 emails, they're pretty keen, and chances are that they may be open to having a conversation. You see, through the indoctrination series, this is not a time to sell. This is a time to educate and to get them to know us. So think about 5 things that you could teach them about you. How can you help them? How can you educate them? And how can you let them know about the resources that you have? So do you have a YouTube channel or a blog post or maybe LinkedIn, something along those lines, and then also educate them and send them off to different resources around your inner sparkle, the thing that you help them with. So you're showing them all the different places in which you can help them and also educating them along the way with the thing that they gave you their email address to start with. Then this stage here, stage 3, this one is our nurture. Okay, to convert. Whoops. Oh, look at that. We're getting low in battery. Nurture to convert. So through nurture to convert, what we're doing is we are creating lots of different campaigns that allow us to be able to continuously educate them and convert them. So, for example, we have a series that we can build that's called it's right on the tip of my tongue. See, this is what happens when you don't come prepared with dot points. It nurture to convert. Okay, here's a few different nurture to converts that we have in our sequence. We've got a long-term nurture. So every week we send a Tips Tuesday. So if they're not currently in a funnel or they're not a current customer, then they're getting Tips Tuesdays every week until we run another live event. And then we'll email them and try to get them back into the lead gen, which is the top of the funnel, to start to nurture them and get them through to us. So other things you can do is it's a cycling offers, that's the word, where every week you will send one email about one topic that you can teach them on. And if they open the email and then they click on the button, then we send them the series of content that is associated with that one piece that you sent them that week. Now, in week 1, say we send them something on exercise, okay? And they are like, I'm pretty good, I don't need exercise. They don't open the email, they don't click. Next week, you send them an email about portion size for food. And they're like, oh, I want to know more about that. So they open it, they click on it, and then we send them a series of emails around portion size and food selection. And then eventually we try to guide them to either a sales call or something to sell them. And the cool thing with this is the system recognizes that once they go through that and say they don't buy and they go back to the beginning of cycling offers, it will say, okay, the first one about exercise, did we send that and did we get any interaction last time? And if so, don't send it. And if they didn't interact with it, then send it. So they'll send it. And then the next week it'll go, did they look at the one about food portions? Oh, they've already seen that one and interacted with it. So we'll skip it and we'll move to the next one, which could be about, drinking water, how good it is for you, right? So that's cycling offers. There's lots of other things that you can be doing to nurture them. If, for example, you're here in Mentoring with Sally, or you're listening to us on the podcast, Straight Talk with Sally, this is a stage 3. This is a nurture. We're giving you content and continuously nurturing you, right? So that is stage number 3. So let's move into stage 4, which is sales. So stage 4 is sales. So this is where we are wanting to get them to book an appointment. That's what we do. We like to bring people into a sales call, have a chat to see whether or not we're a good fit for each other. So if you are thinking of all the sequence of emails that you would send out at the end of, say, a live event, you've got a series of sales emails that you send. That would be a stage 4. If you're running a webinar, that would be a lead gen, right? We would continuously educate them. And then at the end of the webinar and the educational series, we would send them into a sales sequence so that they have the opportunity to decide, do they want to buy? Do they want to book an appointment? What is it that they want to do to get them closer to us? And then, of course, the sales process itself. So once they actually close, what then? So we have to, send invoices. We've got to grant products. We've got to organize all the things that happens when they hit that pay now button. So all of that can be automated, and that's what we do. We automate the sales sequence as much as possible. Now, once we've finished the sales sequence, that's not it. It doesn't all end there. We have to keep going. So a lot of people think, oh, I've done this sale now. Well, what now? Well, next we have stage number 5, which is onboarding, okay, or fulfillment. So in stage 5, onboarding or fulfillment, what you're doing is what after they buy from you has to happen. Do you have an onboarding intake call? Do you have questionnaires that you send out to them? Is there reminders that you need to be sending to people every week to remind them about the training? Do you need to unlock different stages or different lessons throughout their time with you? Do you send a welcome box? Do you need to arrange postage in this series? So fulfillment is all the things that happen after they buy to ensure that they have a great experience with you. Because it's fabulous to give them a good experience in the top end of the funnel, but what about after they buy? That should be an exceptional experience. Next, we move into, after onboarding and fulfillment, stage 6. This one is upsell. Now, if you are running a coaching program, for example, what happens at the end of the 12 weeks, the 6 months, the 12 months? We want to continue to serve those people, to allow them to grow alongside of us. So maybe you've got a continuity program that you want to sell them into. Maybe that's like a membership program. Now, the stage 6 can kind of live around with the stage 3 as well. For example, that's where a tripwire might be as people come in to your stage 3. And if we come back here, you'll see that stage 3 is not only nurture, but to convert. Okay, so sometimes we have little tripwires in here. So sometimes the automations that we build for stage 6 can be reused into a stage 3. They sort of live around there together. It really just depends on, at this upsell, like that straight after somebody who's purchased, that could be somebody who's already been a customer, where a little tiny mini upsell could be like a VIP access to your free training, for example. Now, the reason why we build them in all of these stages is because if you were building one entire webinar sequence from lead magnet through to upsell, through to sales, through to onboarding, through to upselling, all in one campaign, every time you duplicate that campaign, you're going to run into the problem of sending multiple emails and you're not actually sure where they're coming from, because you have death by campaigns. You have so many campaigns that you've built over time that you just don't know where that email's coming from. But when you have them separated into different stages, you may have, and I'll show you that one in a moment. Let's just move on to the next stage, stage 7, which lives right here on the end, which a lot of people forget about. This one is reviews, referrals, and testimonials. So when you have somebody come through and they buy from you, then what? Do you remember to ask them for a review, a referral, or a testimonial? If you automate that process, it will happen for you automatically. So around sort of the 12-week, 6-month, even at the end of the 12-month program. Or maybe you're a one-on-one coach and they've done a couple of sessions with you. Automate a timer from the first session to send them an email and ask them to leave you a Google review. Or if they really love you, ask them to do a video for you, right? There's a great survey. It's called an NPS survey. It means a Net Promoter Score survey. It's a really simple one. And you'll see that some companies do it, like I think Amazon and lots of other companies, where you get to rank people based on a star rating, right? And then based on the amount of stars somebody gives you, that gives us our Net Promoter Score. And if they give you a really low number, they're called detractors. People that are in the middle, they're called neutrals. And those who give you a nice high score at 8 and above, then they're what we call promoters. And with your promoters, they're people who are more likely to go and tell their friends, leave you a testimonial, write you a review. Okay, so those people, if they give you a high score, we can automate the process that says, wow, thank you so much for that. Would you be willing to be interviewed? Would you be willing to leave a review? Would you be willing to refer a friend? The neutrals in the middle, they may not refer a friend. However, they may leave you a Google review. So you can ask them to do that. Maybe chat with them, ask them, how can you do better? And then the detractors, we don't just say to them, oh, they must be horrible people. They just don't get me. No, we reach out to those people and we say, how can we do better? Because we want to be continuously improving. So let's have a look here at each of these stages and let's break this down. We could, here in stage 1, you could have a webinar, right? Could be one. We like to run a boot camp to grow our list. Other people might just send a PDF to collect people's email addresses. Then we send them into the orientation series, which gets them to know us better if they've never been on our list before. And then in stage 3, a nurture to convert, you could have some kind of like VIP upgrade, or you could sell like a little mini $47 course, right? So we're nurturing them, or we could be sending them like Tips Tuesday, right? Or maybe you've got a weekly newsletter. Newsletter. My writing's really bad today. Okay, and then you go through the sales sequence. So they're your sales campaigns. And then your onboarding you might be sending something in the post. Maybe you've got to do an intake call. Maybe you've got to send them reminders for the lives. Then in stage 6 to upsell, you could be sending them into a membership program. Maybe you're going to send them a course, right? And then reviews and testimonials. So as you see, we could run a webinar, right? And then we could say, why don't you upgrade to the $47 program? Then they buy, and then you send them something in the mail, right? So these, you could do a boot camp and they could upgrade to VIP. So what we're doing is, as we're building out our stages, we're making sure we're filing everything we do in these stages. Therefore, we always know when we're looking at our automation what it is we're looking at. Now, not only that, inside of our Google Drive, we file things in stages. So when we're in our Google Drive, in our content folder, so our main content folder where we store everything, if it is for Facebook ads, it would be in a stage 1 because that's lead generation. If it is for today, Monday mentoring, or it's social posts that are going out to educate people, that would be a stage 3. It's a nurture campaign. So we even do that through all of our filing systems as well. And it just makes things so much easier to find. So when you're building out your automation, ask yourself, what stage is this thing that I'm putting together for? Are you writing a newsletter for nurture? Or are you writing a blog post that is to generate leads? And then build all your email automation, file all your content in the stages, and it's going to make life so much easier. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening today. And I'm going to come on over to the VIP room and ask them what their key takeaway is from today. Hey there, VIPs, turn your cameras on. Hello. Hey, Liz. Hi, Joanne. Hey, Jenny, Eva, Chantel. Awesome, guys. All right. So let's go to Eva because you're on the top of my screen. Eva, what was your key takeaway from today? Yes. I remember, look, I didn't even think of that. One of my clients was coming through and her name's Anne-Marie, and she fell in love with our stages. And she said, I'm even filing in my Google Drive in stages. And I was like, whoa, why didn't I think of that? See, even my clients teach me stuff all the time. All right, to my right, Joanne. Oh, you're on mute, darling. Awesome. So good to hear. And Liz, to my left. Excellent. Well, I can Well, would you like to see what my Google Drive looks like since everyone's talking Google Drive? Let me find my share screen window. Where is it? Share screen. iPad, green screen. Where are you hiding? Has to be here somewhere. iPad, Zoom. Nope, nope, nope. Keynote, iPad, questions, goals. Where's my share screen? Green screen. That's no good to me. All right, let's just do it in here. Let's go. Chrome. All right, let's bring you over. Let's go to Google Drive. Okay. And Drive. Look how many folders I have. So we have the too busy to organize, where things need to be organized, but we don't have time. But here are our main folders. So our first main folder is admin. Our second main folder is team. Our third folder is content. Our fourth folder is sales and marketing. And our fifth folder is products. And as you can see, it's kind of like a little pyramid there if you think about it. Admin, organizes and looks after all the contracts and things. Our team look after all of you. We create content to create sales and marketing strategies, which then brings people into our products. So if we go into our sales and marketing folder, you'll see that we have things listed in stages. So we have a downloadable PDF. So that's a stage 1, an ebook, 25 things, which is 25 things to automate in your business, a stage 1. That's our challenge. There's some weekly summaries, ebooks, group collector, which is people that join our Facebook group, and then webinars. Now, these webinars are only sent out to people who are already on our list. So it's not a list growth. It's okay, now you've downloaded this PDF. How about you go and check out this webinar? Mentoring with Sally, which is what you're in right now. Behind the scenes, which is another webinar. These are our case studies that we put together, and then a stage 4. This is our sales SOPs. So that's a stage 4, which is selling. If we go back here and I'll say our content folder is massive and not filed 100% correctly, but we can see down here we've got blogs, Facebook, Instagram, podcast, YouTube, Digital Course Academy, which is what I do with Shalene Johnson, and then mentoring with Sally, the 24-hour lives that I used to do a couple of times a year. I haven't done one for a while. So we're trying to file them in here, and then products. In products, it's a lot of client notes and Freedom Funnel Academy. So all of our clients live in here, and all of the content for the Freedom Funnel Academy live in there. So you could imagine over the last 5 years, we have a lot of stuff. We have so much stuff. But now what we do is we ensure that the stuff that we are playing with, hang on, let me come back to you. Where are you? Zoom. Zoom meeting. There you are. It's well filed, and we know where most of the stuff is. But this morning I was trying to find a PowerPoint presentation and I couldn't find that. So not always can you find everything. That's why I had my whiteboard today. I'm like, I know I have this somewhere. For those of you who are inside of the Freedom Funnel Academy, which is all of you, what I just went through is in way more detail in phase 3 under the tech build area. If you go through the automation foundations area, I go way deeper into what we just went through. It was a very top level view today. Jenny, how are you, darling? Yay. I'm excited to get into phase three with you because I know you have a seriously amazing following and it's going to be so cool when we launch. Gives me goosebumps thinking about, you launching. So I'm really super excited. Yay. You're welcome. Chantel, how about you, darling? What was a key takeaway for you? Yeah. Well, if you, as you're part of the Freedom Funnel Academy, if you want Tips Tuesdays, look, I would say get through your stages first. Okay, let's not build anything new. But for those who are looking for more nurture in between challenges, or boot camps, or whatever you want to call them, we have a long-term nurture, which is like Tips Tuesday for you. And it's already built out with 3 months worth of content and you can expand upon that. So we're out to about 7 months. So just think about the content that is, it's not going to age. Right. So, for example, I don't send people to a Facebook ads training because that UI changes like daily. I mean, I've run training where it's click by click, set up your Facebook ads. And I've had like 10 people in the room and we've had 4 different UIs because everyone's got a different version of ads. So that's something that ages, will date and no longer be relevant. So when you put your content together, think about stuff that's going to be relevant in years to come. And then when people enter that sequence and they get to the end of it, they just loop back. They don't remember what they got 3 or 6 months ago from you. And so you can just have them looping through that constantly until they're ready to, take that step and join you in a training. And then, we pull them out of that. And then when they're done, we put them back in if they don't buy. So, yeah, if you want that, don't just ask for it because I've mentioned it. If you've got the time and you've finished your first 3 stages, let us know and we can push that over for you into your account. So it'll save you a lot of time. And then in the VOS, I'll walk you through, and there's a video with it as well on how you can go through and populate all the content. It's so easy. I literally paid an intern to do it because you can imagine how many videos I've got out there. And I said, go and find 26 videos, write a paragraph, take a screenshot, stick it in an email, done. It's very easy to populate that content. And we do have a lesson somewhere back here in Mentoring with Sally about the long-term nurture as well. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, for those out there on the live stream, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been lovely hanging out with you. I see quite a few eyeballs out there today. Make sure you say hi. Let me know where you're from. And if you're on the replay, also make sure that you tell us that you're on the replay. And for those of you who are, what's going on over here? Trisha saying you can't hear the VIP room. Here I am, not paying attention to my little thingies. So apparently nobody heard the VIP room today. Oh well, not much I can do about that. We be done. So we just had some new tech. Okay, so normally I have about 9 cables going into my laptop. And every time I move, I got to unplug all the cables and go inside. And then I come back out and I go, Danny, can you come and plug everything back in again? Thank you, Trisha. And this happens sometimes multiple times a day. So he went and bought this new box. All the cables go into this one box and I just have one cable to plug into my laptop. But this is me. I'm being totally honest with you. I went live this morning and I hadn't tested anything. So this is why the countdown dance party was super short. I'm like, camera's not working, lights are not working. Sound's not working. From the VIP room. So you should test your technology and don't just plug it all in and expect it to work, which is, I always like to leave things. I was that girl who left things the night before homework was due. Even then, I should have got up and tested earlier this morning, but my bed was too warm. All right, my beautiful people, have a fabulous day. Let us know in the chat what your biggest takeaway was today. Thank you all for joining me. Now, if you don't want to miss another live, and hopefully the sounds will be working next time, make sure you register for this cute, quirky Dr. Sparkle. She will send you reminders every single time we go live for Mentoring with Sally. Now, if you look, I've been on Dr. Sparkle, but she's not sent me a message. That's because you have to specifically register for Mentoring with Sally. So if you haven't done that, scan the QR or go to that link and register, and then she's allowed to send you a weekly reminder for Mentoring with Sally. And if you want to see all of our live events, they're over on our website at sparkleclassacademy.com/calendar. And all of our beautiful VIPs, start heading on in. We're about to go dark. I can see a few of them are like, yeah, we're going dark. So they're starting to roll on in. All right, guys, as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. VIPs, hang in. We've still got an hour and a half together to get shit done, baby. Make sure you get at least one income-producing activity done each and every day. And never let anyone dull your sparkle. Bye, guys.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.